They sold the house behind my back, and the FBI thanked them for it. I was 5 states away when Mom called with a fake smile and said, "Oh, Grace, don't bother coming back. This house isn't yours anymore." I thought it was a joke until she sent me a photo. Our childhood condo, my name wiped off the papers, and a sold board nailed to the front lawn. The problem? I never signed anything. But someone did. Using my forged signature. If you're already hooked, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this story, because what happens next is pure madness. You won't believe who ends up in handcuffs. I had left town just 3 months earlier for a remote tech job, something nobody in my family cared to understand. To them, I was just the weird, quiet girl with the laptop, while my siblings were the golden ones. I was the one who fixed everyone's phones, paid the Wi-Fi bills, and stayed up at night helping Mom figure out her online bank account. But when I got the job offer from a cybersecurity firm, not a single person congratulated me. In fact, my own mother had said, "So you'll be gone? Like, actually moving out?" Like that was bad news. Now, standing outside a Starbucks in Seattle with shaky hands and a half-eaten muffin, I stared at the house photo on my phone. My name had been erased from the deed. But what they didn't know was, before leaving, I had digitally locked every major document tied to my identity, and I had quietly installed tracking code into our family's shared printer. If anyone tried to fake my signature, I'd know. 30 minutes later, I logged into my system and found a single PDF, printed 2 weeks ago, with my exact signature. Except the IP address, it didn't match the house, it matched Uncle Ron's office. And guess what? That printer, already flagged. The condo wasn't just stolen, it was sold to a buyer already under investigation for mortgage fraud. And the moment my forged signature hit the title registry, the FBI was alerted. But the craziest part? Mom wasn't just a bystander. She was the one who mailed the forged documents herself. And in 48 hours, she'd be answering questions she never expected. Not from me, but from federal agents in black suits. 2 days later, I watched the live footage in silence. A black SUV pulled up outside my mother's house, and 2 agents stepped out, badges flashing in the sunlight. Mom stood frozen in the doorway, holding her cup of tea like it was a shield. I could tell she didn't expect this. She had no idea that the moment she faxed those documents, her name was flagged in a federal database. She thought she was outsmarting me, but she had just walked straight into a trap set by the government. Uncle Ron was arrested first. He cracked within 15 minutes, told them everything, how they used my old ID photos, how they photoshopped my signature, how they posed as me on video calls, and worst of all, how Mom coordinated it all while pretending to miss me so much in our family group chat. The agents found receipts, phone calls, and a money trail that led directly back to her. Over $250,000 had been wired to her new renovation account, money she claimed was from savings. But in reality, it was fraud money from the illegal condo sale. I didn't cry. I didn't even flinch, because I remembered every time she told me I'd never amount to anything, that I was just good with screens and useless when it comes to real life. Now those same screens had become her nightmare. While she sat across from federal agents trying to explain herself, I received an encrypted email from the Department of Justice. It read, "Thank you for your digital footprint. Without it, this case would have taken months." But this wasn't just about revenge anymore. I had discovered something way deeper, something even the FBI hadn't caught yet. The buyer of the house? Not a stranger. It was someone from our own family, using a fake name, hiding a much darker truth. And once I exposed that, the entire family would crumble. The man who bought our family condo turned out to be my cousin Ethan, Mom's golden boy nephew, who always acted too perfect to be true. He changed his name, used a shell company, and disguised the wire transfers so it looked like a third-party buyer. But he wasn't just trying to get rich off stolen property. He was laundering dirty money through fake real estate deals, and Mom helped him. Knowingly. I sent the proof to the agents that night. Photos of Ethan and Mom meeting at a hidden cafe, voice recordings from a bug I planted years ago in the basement, and a document she accidentally uploaded to a shared family Google Drive. The next morning, agents raided Ethan's office. They found forged tax forms, illegal crypto transfers, and dozens of signed documents under my name. He tried to play dumb until they showed him the voice note where he literally said, "She'll never know. Grace is too busy pretending to be successful in California." I watched the video of his arrest on my phone while sipping my coffee. I didn't smile. I felt calm. Because for the first time, they weren't just stealing my name. They were paying for what they'd done to me. Meanwhile, Mom tried to play the victim. She told the press she was misled and just wanted to protect the family's legacy. But I had one more surprise left. I called a family meeting at Grandma's old house. Everyone was there: aunts, uncles, cousins, even my dad, who had divorced my mom years ago and stayed distant. I walked in wearing a black blazer, holding a folder that changed everything. Inside was a will rewrite from Grandma. Turns out she never wanted to leave the condo to Mom. She left it to me. But Mom had burned the original copy and filed a fake one. The silence in that room could cut glass. I pulled out Grandma's original voice memo from my old phone. She built it. I inherited it. You stole it. And now, I was taking everything back. But right when I thought it was over, something happened that flipped the whole game. A message popped up on my phone from an unknown number, and what it said made my blood run cold. "You think the FBI's the only one watching? You're next." That was the message. No name, no context, just those 8 words and a location pin right outside my old apartment. My hands froze. Because that building, it was supposed to be abandoned. No cameras, no signals, just storage boxes from my past. I knew whoever sent this had access to my private network. Not even the FBI could have pulled that. Only one person could have bypassed my firewalls. And he wasn't just a hacker, he was my ex, Liam, the guy who helped me build my first software business in college, and then disappeared with all the code and sold it to a competitor. I hadn't seen him in 6 years, and now somehow he was back. Worse, he was working with Ethan the whole time. That shell company that bought the condo? Liam helped them create it. The crypto accounts under my name traced back to Liam's old Ethereum wallet. Suddenly, I realized this was bigger than Mom, Ethan, or a forged will. This was a full-blown cyber attack on my life, and they had,
And the worst part? Mum knew the whole time and never told me. Because she had been protecting someone even more dangerous. Someone she was secretly married to. She married who? I choked, staring at the marriage certificate in Agent Patel's hand. My mother, who cried at church, who pretended to be a victim in front of the entire FBI, was legally married to Julius Van, a man flagged on international watch lists for corporate laundering, crypto fraud, and insider trading. He didn't just operate behind Liam and Ethan, he funded them. And my mum, she wasn't just part of it, she was the glue holding the whole $80 million operation together. That's when everything made sense. The sudden push to sell the condo, the fake signatures, the shady shell companies. My childhood home wasn't sold for survival. It was cleaned. They used my name, my ID, my success to sanitize stolen money, funnel it through real estate and dump it into offshore accounts. And when I started asking questions, that's when the threats started. Not just from Liam, not just from Ethan, but from my own mother. She wasn't scared. She was in control. I stared at the wall of evidence, shaking, because the moment I exposed her, she'd expose me too. I wasn't clean either. I had secrets. Years ago, I wrote a piece of code, meant to scrape abandoned crypto wallets. It was never supposed to go public, never meant to be used for crime. But someone did use it, and now it was buried inside the files Liam had sent to Julius. If that surfaced, I'd go down too. So I had one shot, beat them at their own game, before they leaked my mistake to the feds. I called an old ally, Harper, my ex-roommate, now a cybersecurity lawyer with international reach. She didn't ask questions, just said, "Tell me how far you're willing to go." I said, "All the way." Within 48 hours, we set up a reverse trap transaction, loaded with traceable assets that looked real. We baited Julius and Ethan into a fake crypto laundering pipeline, disguised as a government bypass. They took it, transferred $12 million into a wallet we controlled, thinking it would clean their last few dirty millions. But the second that money hit the chain, it triggered a full-spectrum financial alert. The FBI froze their assets, every account, every shell company, every wire transfer. Harper leaned in and whispered, "We got them." But then my phone buzzed. Unknown number. "Nice move, but you just sacrificed your father for this." I froze. My father? He died when I was 15. Or so I thought. I ran straight to the basement archive in the FBI building, my chest pounding like it could crack open. Agent Patel followed, confused. "What are you looking for?" he asked. I didn't answer. I pulled up the sealed 2011 files. The car accident. The body that was never shown. The closed casket. The insurance claim filed just 3 days later by my mother. The signature didn't match. The beneficiary? A private trust named Aurelia Group, tied to offshore accounts I had just exposed. And right there, buried in a classified file, was the final twist that nearly made me collapse. My father wasn't dead. He was in witness protection. And the man who forced him into hiding was Julius Van. My mother had cut a deal with Julius to keep my father silent forever. She faked his death, forged the documents and erased him. For money. And the worst part? Playing the poor abandoned widow while living off the dirty millions they made from betrayal. I turned to Agent Patel. "Can I see him?" He nodded slowly. "He's been waiting for you to find him." The reunion was quiet. My father, older, eyes heavy with regret, held my hand and whispered, "I tried to come back. They said you'd be safer thinking I was gone." I didn't cry, I just nodded, because in that moment, I knew what had to happen next. The trial was brutal. My mum, Julius, Liam, Ethan, all of them charged with conspiracy, wire fraud, identity theft and money laundering. The courtroom was packed the day I took the stand. I told everything, showed every forged signature, every hacked account, every lie. When the judge read the sentence, 65 years in federal prison without parole, my mother didn't even look at me. She just stared straight ahead, stone cold. Julius screamed, Liam broke down, Ethan passed out.